Natasha.
I'm Beth, and this is the Bedford High School report.
Our top stories today.
The kidnap of Saeed.
Schools of the future.
And should dog owners take out extra insurance?
And now over to Narina, Rabi and Nema with the national news.
Our main story today, the confusion over the kidnap of 5-year-old Saeed in Pakistan. Sahil was taken from his grandmother's home in Jhelum as he prepared to be taken by a taxi to the airport for a flight back home to the UK with his dad. His dad witnessed his son being seized by the armed gang on the 4th of March and returned home to the UK against the wishes of the Pakistani police. A Punjab minister has reported saying the boy was found on Wednesday and has been handed over to his father. But Superintendent of the Police Investigation in Jhelum have told the BBC the reports are false. The attackers are said to have demanded a £100,000 ransom for his return. Sahil's family say they are unable to pay this ransom and the government is refusing to help. Next story, a new mobile phone invention that allows bosses to track their employees at all times. Over to Narina for more.
Japanese phone giant KDDI Corporation has developed technology that tracks the tiniest movements of the user. The company plans to sell the product to clients such as managers, barmen and employment agencies. Until now, mobile phone motion sensors were capable of detecting only repetitive movements such as walking or running, but this system senses activities such as walking, climbing stairs or even cleaning. For example, a KDDI mobile phone strapped to a cleaning worker's waist can tell the difference between actions performed such as scrubbing, sweeping, walking and even emptying a rubbish bin. According to KDDI, the aim of this new system is to enable employees to work more efficiently and managers to easily evaluate the employee's performance while away from the office and analyse more closely the behaviour of staff. However, many disagree with this system as they say it's a terrible idea and invades privacy which many would not like. Some say it's like treating people like machines, like so many cattle can be monitored and watched over. Others say new technology should be used to improve our lives, not to spy on us. Let's take a look at a worker's point of view on this new tracking system.
Would you be happy if every move of yours is tracked?
I don't think every single move of mine I made, no, I wouldn't be happy.
Do you think that the new idea of tracking employees is invading your privacy?
Not so much invading my privacy, because obviously I am in my workplace, but I think it's more an issue of trust, whereby I would feel that I wasn't being trusted to do my job properly without being tracked.
And in your opinion, should we really be dealing with Japan when they are known to have a very poor record on human rights?
I think that we should be encouraging them to have a better human rights record before we start dealing with them on a big basis, on a huge basis.
Thank you.
No problem.
Finally, all dog owners in England and Wales would have to insure against their pet attacking someone under Labour proposals to tackle all dangerous breeds. Over to Nema for more.
More than 100 people a week are admitted to hospital after dog attacks, and it has been reported rising levels of dog fighting and illegal ownership, particularly by gangs who are using dangerous dogs as status symbols. There has been response to concerns about the use of animals to intimidate or threaten people. Therefore, the Labour plans to make it compulsory for all dogs' ownerships to insure against their pets attacking someone. Ministers argue that the will also protect postal workers, telecoms, engineers and other people whose work takes them onto private land. Another proposal is to introduce compulsory third-party insurance for dog owners to ensure attack victims are compensated. Here's what a dog owner has to say about it.
Do you think that insuring all dogs against attacking someone is right?
Well, not really, no, because my dog's a Cavalier King Charles. He's the softest dog you'll ever meet, and he's probably more likely to lick someone to death than bite them. And I think it's just a money-making scheme for the insurance companies. Those people that have these dangerous dogs that are more likely to bite somebody are not likely to have the insurance, so therefore they won't get the compensation.
Thank you.
That was Narina, Abby and Nema with the national news.
Time now for our main story today. The past, present and future of Bedford High School.
Over to our main correspondents, Ruby and Tristan.
Bedford High was established in 1976. It was formed by merging Lee Boy Grammar School and Manchester Road Secondary Modern School, which are located next to each other. The former grammar school is now the upper school and the secondary modern school is the lower school. Bedford High holds a great deal of history and has many stories to tell. In the entrance hall there is a plaque with the boys who died in the World War. Each name tells a different story. Harry Beattie was born in December 1896 in Astley, Lancashire. He was the child of Robert Beattie, who worked as a school teacher. When Harry was young, he was educated at Levi Grammar School. Then he went to work as a clerk and then joined the Royal Army Medical Corps. He was stationed at Medical Centre in Iraq, but unfortunately died on the 11th of December 1916. At the age of 20, he died due to a disease caused by unclean water in the base station.
Hello, I'm Tristan and I'm interviewing Mrs McClarty. Exactly how long have you been teaching at Bedford High School?
Tristan, I've been here 32 years, and before that I did 2 terms at Wesley High School.
How has the school changed throughout those years?
While I've been here, I've worked under 3 head teachers. The first one was Mr Halliday, and he was head while I was here for 3 years. Then it was Mr Mell for 18 years, and finally Mr Preston, who is here 11 going on 12 years. Obviously in that time a lot of different teachers have come and gone. So I think I'm probably now the longest serving teacher at Bedford, but not necessarily the oldest.
Okay.
We've got 6 forms in our year 9 now, but when I was first learning manager we used to have 11 forms in each year group, so that would be 300 children in each year. School uniforms changed a lot, particularly for the girls. The girls used to have to wear a lilac or lime green cardigan or jumper, which they hated because the colour was awful. And we didn't have blazers, so the boys were okay with that. And the girls in summer used to wear a checked dress, which they would hate now if we had that as Bedford uniform, and a white blouse, but without a tie.
What's your opinions for the school in the future?
Well, we've already had quite a few changes for the buildings. We have had a brand new science block, a new sports hall, a new AstroTurf. We've got the DT food rooms that were refurbished, and obviously all the new computer rooms. I think it's a very, very exciting time for us, considering hopefully we're going to have the new build at the upper school, and that will hopefully lead to new and exciting changes in the curriculum for the young people here. Bedford's always been a happy school, and hopefully the pupils will continue to be happy.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Ruby and I'm interviewing Dr Plummer about the garden in the allotment. So Dr Plummer, what's your role in the school, and tell us a bit more about the garden in the allotment?
Certainly. Mainly I'm a science teacher, that's my first job, but I also have a second responsibility, and that's as Healthy Schools Coordinator. Just making sure that we do enough as a school for the health and welfare of all the pupils who attend. The garden is a recently finished project, as in the garden has been built. It's a very large area. It's got an outdoor classroom in it, lots of raised beds for growing veg and flowers in. It's also got a shed, lots of areas to relax in, a pond, and paving all the way through.
So where did you get this idea from about the garden, and where did you get the funding from?
Well, the idea really has come from meetings with pupils. So the student council have been involved in coming up with this idea. We've also had pupils involved from year 7 and year 8 who helped to design the garden. And funding has come through the budget that I was allocated as Healthy Schools Coordinator, but also from grants that we've applied for from the local authority.
What did you wish to gain from this project?
Well, again, as Healthy Schools Coordinator, it's all about raising health and welfare of pupils, and so that is our main aim, is to give pupils the opportunity to spend some time outdoors, doing a bit of gentle exercise, but also at the same time they're going to be able to learn about food and where it comes from.
Thank you for speaking to us about it.
You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Tristan.
And I'm Emily, and we're here today to interview our head teacher, Mr Preston, for BBC School News Report.
I've been head teacher for 11 years at Bedford, and we've had some new building and some refurbishments in that time. The science building's been fairly new a few years ago, and more lately we've had the multi-use games area. But we're now talking big, big money. And until the government's programme of BSF, Building Schools for the Future, was approved for this school, we couldn't have even dreamt of what we're going to do. What's probably going to happen in the next 2 years is about 14 or 15 million pounds is going to be spent on this school. There should be a new library, a new canteen, new food rooms, loads of stuff. It's very exciting.
Ruby and Tristan there with the top story of today.
Entertainment time now with the news from the Oscars. Over to Jess and Ashley.
Teen heartthrob Robert Pattinson is the most recent A-list actor to be made into a Madame Tussauds waxwork.
After being inundated by requests, the world-famous London attraction finally decided to create a Robert Pattinson waxwork.
4 months in the making and £150,000 spent, the model is rumoured to be revealed on March the 25th.
Our second topic is the Oscars. It took place in Los Angeles on the 7th of March, with Hurt Locker stealing the show. Directed by Catherine Bigelow, who won Best Director award for the film. Hurt Locker also won 6 other awards. It's the moment of a lifetime, says Bigelow. Only the 5th woman to be nominated for Best Director in the Academy Awards history, and only the first to win it.
Unlike Catherine Bigelow, a disappointed James Cameron left with only 3 awards. After being asked how he feels about the most expensive film ever being beaten by the lowest grossing Best Picture winner in history, he replied, "Well, we made as much money as the nominations put together, by some factor. That's business, by the way."
Our final story is Tim Burton's new quirky interpretation of Disney's Alice in Wonderland, opening on the 5th of March as one of the most anticipated films of the year. It's no surprise that Alice in Wonderland did well on its opening weekend, but the big shock was that it grossed over £1.5 million more than Avatar in 3D.
The film took £10.5 million in total, with both 2 and 3D showings, starring Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Anne Hathaway and Mia Wasikowska. This is sure to be one to watch. Thank you. Back to Natasha and Bethany in the studio.
Thanks for that, Jess and Ashley. Now time for the weather with Katie and Ella.
Hello, I'm Katie. And I'm Ella, and we're here to report the weather for BBC School Report. Today, cloudy in the southern and eastern England will be slow to clear, but most parts of England will be sunny by the afternoon. On Friday there will be outbreaks of rain, but it becomes drier and brighter by the end of the day, with some sunshine in the late afternoon, and over the weekend it will remain unsettled.
That's us signing off. BBC Schools Report. Bedford High School.